Welcome, collectives. My name is Ora-gen, and this is the Ora-gen Channel. I want to welcome you back for another reading. No matter what time of day it is that you have found this message, I am so grateful that you are here. Okay, guys, so I am just sparking up some Palo Santo, just lighting something up here today. This video is recorded on a Sunday. This is the 24th of November. So the date today is 11/24 of 24. So those numbers might hold some significance for you, whether it's a birthday, maybe numbers that are popping up. Maybe you're seeing a lot of ones or twos. But whatever it is, that is where we are at on the timeline presently when this video is recorded. It is a very nice, cool Sunday here in Michigan. It's like in the 40s. Yes, for us that is cool. It's not cold. Cold is like -20. So for us, 30s and 40s is pretty average around this time of year. And people are preparing for the holidays, so they're starting to be like a little more hustle bustle on the street, especially if you go to like a market like Trader Joe's or something like that. It's super busy. If you happen to be a Michigander and you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, other than that, the vibes today are just basic holiday vibes on the street. Nothing extra today. I did pick up a little bit of maybe like a sadness or a grief-like energy come through at one point when I was cooking brunch, which is something I do regularly on Sundays. But yeah, that's about it. Today's download though, wow guys, this download was wild. I can't even, this is why I'm lighting Palo Santo. That I already know some of the messages that have been coming through while there's this like, definitely there's energy, but you know, almost like a lull in the energy, like things are just kind of quiet before the storm. That is a phrase that is coming through really strong. Quiet before the storm. There's these messages, these downloads that are coming through that are like super strong, super vivid, super lucid and powerful. And they're like touching on multiple subjects all under one heading, but like there's a lot of information. So there's a lot happening right now in the energy is what I'm picking up on. And you will see what I'm talking about when I speak about today's download. So today's download and then the one I'm going to record after this are both kind of really strong energies that are present, like present right now. These are things that are happening currently or beginning to happen, and we will see more of the outcome future tense. Okay, so I'm gonna go on ahead and crack open my dream journal. We definitely, guys, the space has been cleared, the decks have been pre-shuffled, because we're just gonna jump right into that energy after I go through the basic information about the download. Also, if you are new to the channel, welcome to the space. If you are a subscriber, old, new, whatever, I'm just so grateful that you're here. Thank you for supporting the channel. And definitely, I'm happy that you are able to hold space with the collectives and just be in this moment with us. And I hope that you're having a great day, or at the very least, at the start of having a better day. Okay. So today's download was centering in on corporate federal scandals coming out. And inside of these energies, there's a lot of energies that are turning on each other or trading sides. So it's a lot of corporate, federal, elite scandals that are coming out, and there are energies that are turning on each other and trading sides. So there's a lot of parts moving right now, and some of that energy came through really strong early this morning. It'll be interesting to see, guys, if this video gets moved around. The YouTube algorithm is very choosy because obviously they're monitoring like what kind of information is coming out. Because unfortunately, YouTube is part of one of the systemic media resources because so many people look into it. So whereas when it first came out, YouTube nobody cared. But now that it's a place that many people come to for news, media, and understanding of things and study, now it's heavily mandated, regulated, and monitored. So I noticed that my last two videos about the Ora-gen energy really didn't get moved out. We'll see what happens. So it'll be interesting. But anyways, let's see. Let's go into this download today. Okay. Yeah, so this has something to do, the key events have something to do with like federal or political transition and shift. This is the timeline that all this is happening. So some of this is present tense, and some of it we're starting to see based on the download. We'll be seeing this open up, or we'll be seeing more of it. And these are things that we will see maybe glimpses of in the media, whether it's mainstream media or something more like social media. But we may not understand who all of these key players are, because some of these names and some of these people, which I'm not going to give names, I'm not going to give descriptions of people. I'm going to keep the message general, just to the understanding of the download. Some of these people we don't know. And by we, I mean the general populace, the collectives, whomever you resonate with, are not aware that these people even exist. Some of these people are background people that intentionally stay out of the foreground. Okay, so keep that in mind as you are watching news, media, and things about some of this energy of things rising to the surface, so that the populace can see where the misconduct has been happening, whether it's entertainment celebrities, whether it's political figures, whether it's federally mandated processes that were not handled properly, whether it's people who are from specific families and organizations that hold a lot of power. These may not be people that you are familiar with. So when you are looking to see how information is coming to the top, where others can see what's been happening, please be mindful that just because it's not a name that you recognize does not mean it's not an important person. Okay, and that's a key thing here. A lot of key figures are not known. And as I mentioned before, I'll repeat it again, that's intentional. So we had members of different groups and organizations that are shifting sides and telling on each other. So everybody's like in some of these groups and these situations are all turning on each other, and it's creating chaos inside of these groups of energies that originally used to work together. Okay, so that's key information. We have energies and entities associated with corporate and tech and the web sector. We have energies and entities associated with like the FDA, or organizations that monitor things associated with food. We have federal departments that oversee these areas, and other areas that mandate laws and set up processes for things to function in a legal manner. Okay, so this is all of these groups and energies are associated with this download. And if you don't believe a download like this could be accurate for one, please look around at other channels and just do your own digging and research. Never take what anyone says as the truth, the gospel truth, like this is what it is and there's no other option. Do your own research. That's the first thing. But you can look at other readers online here on YouTube, TikTok, whatever media that you prefer. You can also look at the news. You can research. You can go on websites. You know, there's a lot of ways where you could do research to see and understand that there is a massive imbalancing in a lot of these systems right now. And this is why you have so much upheaval with these groups that are angry at each other. Once again, I'm going to keep it general. In a political format, you see a lot of groups that are angry at each other. There's a lot happening in the background that the populace is not shown. It doesn't mean it's completely hidden, but you really have to dig and do your research. So my spirit team was showing me that some of these energies are being threatened, that they need to join another team or do things in a certain way or else. Like literally lines are being drawn in the same. And some energies, families have been lied to. Some of these others are finding out truths about what they have been involved in. So some of these energies, people, individuals, whatever, groups that are involved with these organizations and sectors of, you know, oversight, you know, federal government and oversight, did not understand fully what they were involved in. And so some of these individuals, what I'm being shown, are learning more about the truth of what they were actually touching. And so it's kind of like a lay down or get down moment, or get down or lay down. I forget how you say that. But basically the line is being drawn in the sand. Okay, we don't care if you didn't know what this was about. Now that you understand, we still expect A, B, C, D of you or else. So this is what's interesting about that. There's an individual, at least one, but there are multiple energies that I'm picking up on that are literally in hiding and having to defend their life, or they are in fear of their life. So there are groups that are actually trying to unalive some of these individuals because they will not get with the program. So I was literally shown that. That was wild. There's a lot here about this situation. There's a tense energy that's happening right now. That's part of that quiet. It's not even quiet. That might even be the wrong word. Like, I'm shocked with so much that has happened in relation to political shift and transition that's coming. That there isn't more being said. Yes, there are the typical stories on the news and things like that, but there isn't as much upheaval as you would think. That is because it is the quiet before the storm. There's a tense energy because there are some things happening in the background that the populace isn't aware of. It doesn't mean nothing's happening because we can't see it. That was a point that was really being brought out. So there's a lot of people talking in the background. That was a key element of this too. So basically the general interpretation of the download is SHTF is about to hit the fan. I'm trying to keep from cussing on the channel. So there's a lot happening in this current transition. And that's a word I want you to keep note of, because this word not only applies to this download, but where we are in the timeline is a transitional point. There are timelines converging, and I've been talking about that. These timelines that are converging lead down different results, different outcomes, let's put it that way, depending on which one we jump on. So some energies are being outed in multiple ways. Others are at threat of losing money, career, their life, etc. There's some heavy energies, and because this is not to make light of these energies, there are some heavy energies happening in the background. This is why you're picking up like a lot of the readers talking about some of these energies that are very angry because they're no longer able to tap into certain energies and basically use those energies to continue to fuel their success in what they're doing. It's not just the vampire aspect of like trying to tap into someone else's energy and destiny swap. That's not what I'm talking about. Some of these energies were actually able to utilize different aspects of like groups, organizations, monies, funding, support, energetic support, to be able to accomplish what they've been able to accomplish thus far. And they're no longer able to access that support. So some of this is 3D and some of this is etheric. It's a mixture of things because energy is throughout everything. Energy is a process. Energy is what beings and things are composed of. Energy is also, you know, what the universe moves around and sends. Energy is karmic. Energy is dharma. Energy is everything. So these beings are not able to tap into some of the energies of support that they were able to frequently, and because of that, they are losing things. This is why they are out here on a rampage right now. So sometimes collectives, when it feels like you are being personally attacked by energy, you might just be sensitive to the energy that you are picking up that is basically being shot out towards the populace, or just the energies of these people, places, things, structures that are crumbling, falling. I believe Chavez Zane calls it the powers that were. They know they're losing power and they're freaking out. And now think about it. These were major mainstays for power and resources systemically, and they're crumbling. What does that look like? What does that feel like when one of the largest skyscrapers, buildings in town falls over? We've seen an example of that. It's not going to be something that is not noticed. It's going to be noticed. You're going to feel it. So for collective members who are very energetically sensitive, you're going to feel these energies as they are crumbling and falling down. So I saw some of the energies in this download take matters into their own hands and start doing some horrible stuff. And this wasn't necessarily towards the populace. This was like some of these groups, organizations, and mainstays that they were dealing with. You know, when there's chaos inside, now think about it. These are the same energies that do all this horrible crap to the populace. So think about how gnarly that energy looks when it turns in on itself. The people, places, things that these individuals used to work with and be able to trust because they were of one mind. Remember I talked about that archon energy. It's one track minded. That's how they were. They were like a collective or a group working at this sinister south node dark energy purpose stuff. But now they have different things that they're looking at because the whole thing is crumbling. So it's like every man, woman energy for themselves. So now these same sinister energies that were working together are now looking at each other like, are you my enemy? Are you my enemy? Are you my enemy? And they're turning on each other. So that looks pretty bad. So when I say, things like unaliving and stuff like that, that's real. And we've already seen that even in the music industry. Okay? So it's a thing. So my general thoughts was someone was trying to clean something up, and someone's going to be giving some names on live media. So this is whether this is podcast, different news outlets. Like I said, guys, when you are looking at information, be diverse in the podcast and the different things you look at. Let your intuition and your guides lead you, because it might be a podcaster that you would never flip and look at, but they might have something up that day that's really interesting. Tune in if you're really drawn. Doesn't mean you have to subscribe, but if you want to support the channel, definitely do it. But tune in, because it might be something there that's giving you an answer to a question you've asked, a very specific answer. And sometimes that's how information comes through. Like our spirit team, our guides direct us to things. May not be something we thought about. So there's going to be some people that are going to jump to the front of the line trying to save their own butts. And they're going to start putting out information to make themselves look a certain way because they want to control the narrative. Be mindful of big names, celebs, politicians, and people who come to the forefront making really boastful claims about things like they're super innocent, and or people who have a lot of power and are in really powerful positions, but you've never heard of them. And all of a sudden they're coming to the forefront to be seen and to be heard about whatever. Be mindful of that. That's an indicator. Okay. Wow. I'm going to take a sip of water on that one. Because this was a huge, when I tell you this download was so full of information, I remembered waking up and then going back to sleep and getting back into it. It was crazy. It was crazy. As soon as I closed my eyes again, it was back in action. All right, I'm just going to keep my water there. So I've got my trusty crystal with me here today. I'm going to put that there. It's a lot of energy, guys. So I have multiple decks with me here today, but I think I'm going to focus in. We're going to do the handwritten deck and the story cubes to be sure. We're just going to ask Spirit to just tell us a little bit more about the general message, like anything we need to understand, because there's we could zero in on like who these people are and everything like that. Even if Spirit could give you like a specific detail, if you've never heard of the person before, it wouldn't do you much good until they came to the forefront. The point of the thing is to be mindful about where we are in the timeline and this massive transition that's going on. Because on the other side of it, there's some big changes coming in. And this is where the collectives will really need to step up and step in. Also, that side of the timeline will be where collective sees a lot, believe it or not, a lot of the things that you've been working for and manifesting, goals that you've been working towards, just whatever you've been really asking the universe to help you bring in, you're going to see a lot of that. Because a lot of the things that collectives is asking for is actually in alignment with the timeline, because it's going to help not just themselves, but a lot of other energies just by them working on those things. So believe it or not, once again, just you being here, collectives, during the timeline is super, super important to what is happening. So we're also going to use the role probably in the character deck. So let's just go on ahead and just dive right into the character deck here, guys. This is a great deck, really informative. The character, the role, love messages, and the Truth Oracle. You can find all of those on Amazon. Phenomenal decks. Really powerful, really informative. So we're just going to give it a little bit of a shuffle. Matter of fact, I'm going to ring my meditation bell because this energy is so strong. Let's see. Let's go on ahead and ring that. So guys, if you have a sound sensitivity, please turn the volume on your devices down now. Okay. Just asking that the messages be clear and concise so that we can understand what it is we need to understand from today's download, and removing any energies that would block or resist or keep us from being able to understand what it is we need to know. Amen. So it is. Okay, collectives. I know I had cleared the energy out, but as I mentioned, we may have to do that a few times because the energy is very strong. Let's just tune in here and see what's going on. Oh yeah, let's take a quick shuffle here. Let's give it one more time here. Okay. Spirit, what do we have here? Oh, right out. Look at this. Wow, what is this? Interesting. So we have Creator. It's the first card out. This one's talking about weaver of imagination, creativity, innovation, invention, and realization. I don't know. Even though that's what it's talking about, I'm getting a different vibe here. We're going to see. We're going to get more clarity on this. And then we have Ninja. This one came out in reverse. But this one talks about a master of stealth, shadow worker, and Bushido. That's interesting. Creator and Ninja. Spirit, give us some more clarity on these. Oops. We have Bard. Keeper of epic tales, ballads, and legends. I think I'm starting to get the idea here. I'll put Bard there. Okay, a little more clarity, Spirit. A spy. Seeker of secrets, intelligent agent, covert, espionage, undercover. Look at this. I can't make it up. Something's getting revealed. That's the overall energy with these cards. Thank you, Spirit. Something's getting revealed. There's some thought, there's some energy. At first when I got this, I got universal energy at first. That's the first thing I felt immediately. Like, because I'm looking at the cosmos and somebody addressing the cosmos. But there is an energy here that is a creator of something, or is involved in creating something that is very stealthy, or has been very stealthy and in the background. Shadow walker is a creator of something that people can't see, or individuals can't see. They're like in the shadows. This energy, or this individual, or individuals, could be multiple, take the energy as it resonates. They're like the keeper of some really old, esoteric, ancient, or really secret information, because we have epic tales, ballads, and legends. So this is old information, because we can see this character here on this card is dressed in, like, you know, I don't know what era that is, but it's like an older era of style of clothing. So this isn't something recent, excuse me. So this, whatever it is that they're holding information on, is very old. And then look at spy, seeker of secrets, intelligence agent, covert. This could be an energy that has to do with, like, you know, like a federal bureau, or, you know, somebody who's in a career that is more, you know, based on, like, looking for information about things, gathering intellectual information that can be utilized to keep tabs on things. Some sort of organization like that. That's what I'm thinking, like, you know, intelligence, like one of the intelligence agencies, something like that. And it's possible that this energy here, I'm picking up masculine energy. Now, once again, it doesn't mean it's a man. It's an energy that operates primarily out of its masculine, which would totally make sense if they're part of one of the intelligence agencies or military or something like that. That's, if they're trained to be that way, especially, they probably operate out of that quite frequently. This energy, or this individual, whatever it is somebody who is the originator of something, or understands something, the original information about something, and it's very secretive. That's the ninja and the shadow card. It's not known. This person's not known. I'm picking up it's a person, not it's an energy, but it's a person. They're not known. They're in the shadows, and they're the keeper of some really, you know, old, deep, important information. And it's their job to do that. That might even be their career. Or this is a person who has a vested interest in doing this, even if it's not their job. But it could be that they also have a career in one of the intelligence agencies. I don't even want to, let me pick up the roll. Every time I pick that, sorry, Spirit, every time I pick this deck up, it's like, whew. Let's see what's here. Let's get some clarity on this energy, Spirit. This is what I mean about, you know, these individuals that are not known to the populace, that just pop up all of a sudden and they're saying stuff and they got all this information, and you're like, well, who is this person? This is what I'm saying. You may not even know who this person is, but they may pop up and start talking about these very topics. Keep an eye out for that. Wow. So we have Dragon Rider. in reverse. Okay, keep in mind, this is the role deck. So that was the character. This is the role. What role do they play in all of this? So we have epic, companion, fire-breathing, legend. This kind of goes with the Bard card, the keeper of epic tales and ballads and legends. It's interesting. So we have Dragon Rider. This is a powerful person. And what I mean by that is, you know, they might be an energy worker. Yeah, it's possible. But they're powerful, like their position, who they are, how others view them. This is a powerful person or a powerful energy. We have chameleon in reverse. Changeable, adaptable, elusive, camouflaging, shape-shifting. Yeah, we're learning a lot about this energy. See, the ninja card. Look at that. The ninja card. So this is definitely a person who, they may have come to the forefront at some time. You didn't know who they were. Look at that. Vampire energy. Immortality, thirst, night, bloodlust, cursed. Look at that. This is a person with Dragon Rider energy, very powerful, very epic. That legend energy, they're a keeper of legends. They're adaptable, elusive, camouflaging, and shape-shifting. And they have a vampire energy. This also gives me, remember I talked about towards the beginning of the video in the download, like how these energies were able to sustain and survive by having certain energetic supports. That's gone. This to me is confirmation, the vampire card, that this is how this energy was able to keep themselves hidden and continue to do whatever it was they were doing in the background, because they had the energetic support and they were able to pull energy from that to continue the work that they were doing. And they're no longer able to do that. Oh, we have few more cards here. Yeah, ghost in reverse. And see, some of these came out in reverse because these people are no longer hidden, or down the timeline, future tense will no longer be hidden. So that's why a lot of these are in reverse. So we have the ghost card, spirits, apparition, haunting, paranormal. Possible that this energy interacts with some sort of entities or paranormal things to assist them, or maybe they work with them. I don't know. We have samurai in reverse. Honor, loyalty, katana, and warrior. Yeah, there's some kind of warrior, but it's in reverse because a samurai is an honorable individual. This energy is not coming across as honorable. They're a hot mess, and they've been involved in some really old schemes and crimes against the populace. So this is not an energy that is honorable. That's probably why samurai was in reverse. I'm going to leave that in reverse. And these two were in reverse too. Once again, these energies are no longer hidden in the same way that they were. We have shadow in reverse. Look at this. It's picking up on the ninja card in the shadow. Confirmation. This is in reverse. They're no longer able to stay in the shadows the way that they were. That's why it's in reverse. The other side, coexist, and reverse side. Yeah, they're definitely on the other side of things where the populace could not see them. So, but not so much anymore. Looks like they're going to be coming to the forefront. There's the Quester card. Quester talks about adventure, expedition, discovery, quest, challenge. Yep. There's a discovery here because this energy is coming to the surface where others can see more about what has been happening on the deeper level of things, not just what you see on the news. And this came out in the upright, so this might be an indicator here for those who are looking at this energy in some form to go deeper. Don't just take the surface information, do the research, you know, go on a quest with understanding and gaining knowledge. Don't just stick to the surface. And then we have commoner. Yeah, confirmation. Commoner, regular people, regular citizen, everyday, ordinary. See, the populace. This is what the populace is doing. They're working, trying to provide for their families, put a roof over their head. And while they're doing that, all this mess is going on in the background. All of this. And they're just focusing on their day-to-day life as best they can. But what's getting ready to happen in our timeline, it's going to be very hard to just ignore all of this. This is going to come to the forefront in a way where individuals and entities that found it easier to, thank you, Spirit, ignore these kinds of things, or just kind of put their head down and just, well, it's not my business, let me just stay out of it type energy, are not going to be able to do that. The whole situation is changing to where all of this that was below the surface will be coming up to the surface. But when energies like this surface, it's not just going to be a show that you just look at on TV and then go back to work. This type of energy is going to affect things. We are going to see and feel some of the effects from energies like this coming to the surface. These are some very strong old energies coming to the surface. Let's grab the Truth Oracle, and then I'm gonna grab some of the handwritten deck. I knew this was going to be a longer reading today because there's just a lot of energy here. So if you guys have coffee, tea, water, get whatever you're sipping on that feels good for your throat and bring it on into the space, because we're going to spend a little time together today. I have my water, I have my ice, I got my coffee. All right. So first card out is mirror, reflection, reference, distinguish, appearance. Yeah, see, the way that these energies appear or have appeared in the past versus what they truly are, this is what we're getting ready to see. Because in the past, these energies were able to hide themselves. Okay, that's not going to happen anymore. Yep, snake. Definitely a snake. Lie, poison, fertility. Isn't that interesting? So they definitely wanted to spread lies about things, who they are. That's coming to an end. Oh, looks like there's some photographs coming out. Maybe some people have images of these energies doing things they're not supposed to be doing. I don't know. Anything is possible, I guess, but that popped right out on the bottom of the deck. Let's see what else we have here. Spirit, any other messages from the Truth Oracle here regarding these energies? Let's see what we've got here. Messages for the collectives and for our overall understanding. What do we have here? Ah, okay. Well, what would a story be without addiction? And not just drug, alcohol abuse, the standard things we see like in the media with the celebs and things like that. Not just that. And be careful about some of that. Some of that is accurate and some of it is the media. I'll put it that way. But addiction to power. Because as we read in the very first deck that we pulled from the character, and then we went into the role, what we were really seeing is a very old way of doing things, understanding things, and of being. So if you have energies that have had or held power for a very long time, okay? I'm not talking about political groups, guys. I'm going deeper. I'm talking about energies that have held power over the populace for a very long time. And that is being shaken and crumbled to the ground. We're talking about the effect that a person or energies that feel this way about power, how these type of energies would react to that. Once again, that's not going to be something that people are going to miss or not recognize or not feel. These type of energies have held power for so long. Definitely, there's going to be a kickback from that. You know, they're not going to just go quietly into the night. They're going to struggle for power. I do believe that's a lot of what we're feeling in the energy at this time in our world, is a lot of these energies struggling to maintain power due to changes. And once again, not talking about political, talking about something way bigger and way more ancient than that. Sorry, I am sorry, the unspoken apology. Eternal regret. Yeah, you're going to see some of these energies that, you know, remember we talked about the card where some photographs or some things might be coming to the surface, or people getting on camera basically trying to set the narrative in regard to themselves, like, okay, well, even if this was me, this was because ... you know, basically trying to get out of taking accountability. So we're going to see a lot of this energy, you know, now and moving forward. Some from faces known, and some from some of these unknown energies that people are not as familiar with. We're going to see a lot of apologies. Now, a sorry doesn't mean true remorse. Okay, regret and remorse are not the same thing. Somebody could regret doing something because it had a bad effect, but they might go back and do it again. Remorse is like, you know, I actually feel bad that I did that. That wasn't the right thing to do. This card says sorry. This is to gain that energetic support back from the populace, and then from those areas where these energies were getting support because they're losing it. Uninvited guests, surprise, accident, big change, moment of decision. This card keeps coming up. Yeah, these energies definitely popping to the forefront is going to be a surprise. See how this energy here is in the shadows? You can't really see any definite or definitive details. These are energies that are not well known. They might be complete unknown people to the populace. Yep, that's the key. Key people, core of the problem. Look at that. Confirmation. Key people, core of the problem. These uninvited guests are key people associated with this issue here. Any other cards here for the collective spirit before we move on? I mean, you guys see the cards coming up. You heard the download, you saw me shuffle, and you're seeing the cards coming up here. This is what I'm talking about. This energy came in very, very strong with this particular download. There was just no denying what it was. I was being shown very clear images of some situations here. Yeah, unfinished business. It's not over. Back and forth, baggage. I told you there was a back and forth struggle and tussle with these energies inside of the groups that these energies dealt with each other, that are now at odds with each other. It is chaos in some of these groups. Maybe not all, but a good portion of them are in fear, or there's chaos in these groups. There's a lot of baggage here. There's a lot of things that some of these individual energies have seen other energies doing. Like I showed you the card with the pictures on it. And so we've seen examples of that already. Images of things coming to the surface to be shown to the populace to bring a person down because there is upset and rivalry inside of these groups. These are very vicious energies. Remember the Dragon Rider card? Super aggressive warrior-like energies that were all focused in one direction that are now looking at each other and turning their energies on one another. It's not over. Yep, this is just more confirmation. These people have been in the shadows. The other side coexists, reverse side. There it is again. Confirmation. So Wow. Truth Oracle, once again, spot on. Thank you, Spirit. Let's, wow. Why the why the loving messages? All right, I will just pull. Oops, there goes the story cubes. Maybe we need to pull from that. It's interesting. Okay, let me grab the story cubes. Let me just grab those real quick since they fell. So we're just going to pull 4 out. To add to our reading. Once again, guys, if you're enjoying the message, the download, the energy, the information today. These last messages have been really informative. I'm loving these downloads. Definitely like, share, subscribe. Help us to get the information out to more people. Okay, we just needed 4 of those story cubes. I'm going to place those here because we're going to do the handwritten deck next. What do we have here? We have joy. I don't know if you can see that. Hospital. That's interesting. Maple. Accident. This accident has been coming up a lot. It came up here. Here we go. What is going on? Look at this. Uninvited guest. Surprise, accident, big change, moment of decision. Accident again. So that's a double confirmation. What is this accident? You know, when I did the reading for the Archon energy, there was something about an accident or something that was going to happen associated with energies trying to utilize resources to redirect where energies are coming from. So basically hiding the actual source of where the energy is from, like diverting it, making it look like, for instance, something happened because of AI when really it was them doing it and hiding the actual or concealing the source of something. And it was associated with this word accident. Now we have joy, hospital, maple, and accident. That's interesting. Are we talking about a maple tree? Did somebody hit something and end up in the hospital? I don't know. That's like worst case scenario. I'm going to put these here and we'll see what comes up with that. That's a terrible situation. Maybe somebody's name is Joy. Something about joy, a maple. And going to the hospital because of an accident. I don't know what that is. I don't know. And take the energy as it resonates. You know, there might be parts of the message that you connect with and then others that you don't. Leave that energy for someone else. That could be something that Spirit just wanted someone to know. I don't know. We'll have to see what that is. All right, we're going to jump into the handwritten deck. Or decks. These are thickums, so I'm going to just bust them in half. And I just kind of work with them 1/2 at a time. And let's see what energy is coming up here out of the handwritten decks. So we'll just give these a little shuffle, because it's been a minute since I grabbed these. This has some wild energy in it too, because I just kind of like channeled and then just wrote different things down. So we'll see what's coming up. Okay, so let's start with this side here. Spirit, messages for the collectives, please, out of the handwritten deck. help us to understand more about the story cues, or does that tie in? Is that something different? What's going on here? That's not funny. Just for laughs? That's not funny. That's not funny at all. That is not funny, Spirit. I'm thinking somebody got hurt here. What? That's not funny. Okay. Somebody was overly consumed with something. Like they were really preoccupied with something. There's some sort of controversy at the root of it. And there's something here about a love spell, a manipulation, and a group. Somebody that was doing something off of groupthink or programming. Maybe somebody with the first name, middle name, or last name, middle initial, or something like that. L. L. Maybe somebody with the name L. Any other messages out of here, Spirit? Somebody was at the height of happiness, or somebody is at the height of happiness with the letter L, and they're motivated. This is the motivation card coming out. Somebody with the letter L in their name. Maybe first, middle, or last initial. That's too many cards, Spirit. Just one at a time, please. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Ask and you shall have. Someone is sitting in nature or needs to sit in nature. Or maybe something happened outside. Somebody was motivated about something that happened outside in nature. With first, middle, last initial L. So it looks like somebody did you know what? I think the just for laughs actually has to do with this individual with the initial L. Whoa, confirmation. Okay, somebody with the initial L, first, middle, last, did something. They thought it was funny. They were overly consumed with somebody and were engaged in a love spell or some form of manipulation. And they did this because they were of some sort of mindset or belief that multiple people, places, or things had. It was some sort of groupthink. They were at the height of happiness. Looks like it was working. See, when you sit back and look at things for a minute, you start to see the picture coming out. Maybe it has to do with this energy here that went to the hospital from an accident. Did L do something to this person that went to the hospital, Spirit? See this mess? Ritual and practice. See? Yeah, somebody did something they weren't supposed to do, obviously. Time to move, travel card. Yep. Somebody is on the move, needs to move. Or somebody is on the move because something happened with this. I think somebody went to the hospital about some stuff that this energy with the initial L engaged in. And they were part of a group, but whatever they did, they thought it was funny and that mess backfired. Maybe something happened outside. Because see, look at here. We had the word cued maple, and then we had sit in nature. Look at this. I don't know, some reason, guys, I get a feeling like somebody's car hit something or something like that happened, and it was some sort of ritual or practice. Somebody is moving. I'm not getting an indicator that whomever that happened to is gone. Maybe they had to move. Yeah. Spirit says that's the truth. Somebody's an air sign. or something about wind and air. Somebody's an air sign with the letter S in their name. First, middle, last initial. Interesting. Joy Maple Hospital and accident. Oh, Lord. Let's see. What do we got here? Mutually exclusive. Not at the same time. Something was mutually exclusive. That's interesting. Somebody's anxious about something. Spirit says you don't know the half of it. Somebody's angry about something. Probably angry that this didn't work. That's what I'm picking up. Somebody tried to put somebody in the hospital, and maybe they did. But they're still, looks like they're still around. Somebody was happy about doing something. Something that happened in nature. Something that happened outside. Some sort of ritual or practice that they were engaged in, and it backfired, and now they're on the move. It's time to move. And there was something here that was mutually exclusive, maybe possibly between these energies, the one that has the initial S and the one that has the initial L. I'm going to pull a couple cards here from the other half of the handwritten deck and see what we have here. Wow. This reads like a novel, guys. Even if this story, this message, this download does not resonate for you, I'm glad you're sticking around to hear the rest of the outcome of this, because I don't even know what this is going to look like. This is wild. Some of the energies here. It's so many energies, and that's the thing. This card wanted to pop. What is this? The letter N? Ha! Looks like S and L. Looks like the Saturday Night Live. Looks like the comedy show. Ooh, I would hope not. Because that's not funny. That's not, look, that is not funny. Okay? It's not funny at all. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Let's see. Yeah, somebody's sad about something. Somebody with the initial L is sad about, or initial N, excuse me, is sad about something. Maybe they're sad this didn't work. Yeah, they're wanting to implement a new plan. They're trying to get innovative about implementing a new plan. It didn't work. Like I said, whoever they tried to put in the hospital, it didn't, they're still here. It didn't work. And something here about light and dark, yin and yang, some kind of polarities here. Maybe the person they, ooh, that's too many cards, Spirit. Maybe the person they put in the hospital is like in their north node, or in a, you know, like operates differently, is part of a different thought process, belief. Remember I mentioned towards the beginning of the reading, you have these groups that are at odds with each other. They did work together. They're no longer working together, and now everybody's looking at each other like a victim, or not like a victim. What am I trying to say? They're looking at each other like a potential enemy. Maybe they might feel like a victim. I don't know. But they're looking at others that they used to look at as a teammate as an enemy, or somebody that might harm them. We have the number 15 here. That could be significant. So with that being said, you know, they might be in the process of dealing with some opposing energies, just in the sense that they don't even really know who's on their team in some cases, as they're at odds with each other. And they might be trying to figure out how to implement a new plan. Maybe that plan going bad created some serious issues for them. Messages, just one at a time, Spirit. Help us to get clarity on this energy on the table. We have the number 8. The number 15 came back up again. 8/15, August 15th. It's interesting those two numbers came together. Possibly an Aries involved here. Spirit says that's right. Smiles on that. What about this one here? Yeah, somebody's angry. Somebody needs to release or forgive something. Somebody's angry about something. Even though they did something for laughs, somebody is angry. Or this could be the energy that got attacked that's super angry. Something here about an obsession with education. This is giving me the Spy card and the Bard card. Spy and Bard was talking about a collector of information. Look at this. Overly consumed. We have overly consumed. We have education and obsessed.